Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So before we get started, getting lots and lots of comments from people that are actually using these levels and being extremely profitable. So keep those comments coming. It's good to know that my simplicity is not only something that benefits me, but it's benefiting everybody else. So keep them coming every morning. I do appreciate them, and I do answer them. Sometimes a little bit late, but I do get to all the comments. Right, the DAX. What do we have today? So we've had 2 days of a proper ripper, and I'm just going to use the daily here. So we've got a daily level right where we are, and then we've got one a little bit higher up. And I just want to move to the left just to highlight something. You can see, we've used it in 2022. We've used this zone in 2020. We've used this zone as resistance in 2019. And we go all the way back to 2018. And you can see 2017 was basically when we started going sideways in this zone. So we started seeing a lot of price action in the zone that we're in right now. So pay attention to it. 2 big days. And if you look at the size of the candle, this was a big candle, and yesterday was an even bigger candle. That's not conducive to decent price action. Normally what you want to see is a good start, and then it just starts getting slower and slower. So the bars start getting smaller and smaller. But nevertheless, nice double bottom on the oscillators. The trend is still down. Question is whether we're going to get through here or reject here. And if you look at the moving averages, trend is definitely still down. From a daily perspective, we're going to have to break above this high of last month before we even start. No, sorry. Yeah, last month. So we need to start breaking above that high from last month before we even start getting bullish from a long-term perspective. Anyway, if we start looking at the levels we want to be trading in, there's our zone. You can see lots of chaos in this area. Look at our oscillators. Really indicating you need to be careful at the moment. Not quite oversold just yet, but getting there. Moving average is trying to roll over and turn to the upside, but we are technically still in a downtrend there. When we start looking at the 3-hour, we've got a coming together of the moving averages. We're above the 155, starting to point for, starting to tell you just be a little bit careful shorting. And for me, I would heed that advice. I'm just going to put a couple more levels in, and we'll get to them when we're on the lower time frames. But that is probably the zone. If I go back to the left again on the daily or the weekly, you'll see that is the zone where majority of support and resistance has happened over the last couple of years. Just one thing to point out, we were looking at a double bottom here. We had a neckline here that played out. We have another one, also part of the triple bottom, and I'm just going to use a block for this, which is here. There's my neckline there, and that still has a measured move slightly higher up there. And if you look to the left, you'll see tails specifically on that area. You can see support, and then there was resistance on that area. So those are all our levels. Let's get down to the 1 hour. And first things first, oscillators are separating. We have a crossover of the moving averages here. So I would suspect another green day today. Possibly just a little bit of a pullback or a bit of structure first before we do that. So it may actually just be a green range bar or something like that. But if we drop down to 15 minutes, you can start seeing, some really good price action. And if you look here, look at the oscillators. They start separating, crossover on a swing low. And if I just use my hairline, you'll see there's the break, there's the retest. You see there's a close above it, then a 1 bar retest. No retest on that one. That's basically it. And I think this fractal here is a bit chaotic at the moment. Yeah. So I suspect more of the same, to be honest. It's looking for structure, and what we're going to be looking for is pullbacks onto 12,516 or 12,439. Pull back into that area, we're looking for a move to the upside. Alternatively, what you're looking for is a move up, a bounce off 12,688, and then find some support here at 12,600. If you can find sort of decent price action at this area as well, then definitely looking to move up to 12,795. Yeah, 12,795, and then you still got your measured move that is quite high up still. So that's kind of the view. If you start getting through this 12,795, then your next level is pretty much up here in the 13,500 area. But I would be a little bit cautious of that at the moment. You can see it's going to take a lot to break through this structure to the left. So that's kind of my view today. You'd probably be well worth watching the 15 or the 5-minute charts. Just keep an eye on them, keep an eye on your levels, make sure that you're looking for price action at those levels. So I'm just dropping down to 5-minute quickly while we talk. Once you've got price action at those levels, you will have the opportunities to get into something on those trades. And why I'm dropping down to the 5-minute levels is, have a look here. Here was the structure early in the session, and then you can see came back, found support, moving averages all pointing up. Look at my oscillators down the bottom here, all grouped together, crossed over, and it's on the 5-minute chart. You can see nice decent entry up there, stop there, so you've got a 46-point stop loss for a move up. And then you can see how the levels were paid attention to. There, a pullback to come back and try and test it here, which is close enough, and then another move up. So that's kind of the view that I've got today. Kind of more of the same. Just if we are trending like we did yesterday, you need a low time frame, and you can just, you can actually keep adding, keep moving your stop loss up, and then look at the next structure, look for next entry. So you can keep adding to your position in a situation like this. But obviously you need to be sitting in front of the charts all day and watching it and manage your stop loss effectively. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. I definitely am looking for either a breakout of what we have here or some kind of a pullback onto structure. If we start rejecting this level here, which is 12,439, then I would expect continuation to the downside, close the gap, and then possibly even sort of back into, or not back into, but to come and test this this break here. So to test that break, it's obviously going to come test the lows. Anyway, that's kind of the view that we've got at the moment. So until we clear this area, we find support here on the higher time frames, preferably the 8-hour daily and weekly. Once we get that, then this will form a base for us to trade off. But at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, we could be just testing it for another move lower. So pay attention to your stop losses, I think, and keep your position size relatively small still. And what you're looking for is the 15 minutes. So you're looking for price action on the 15 minutes to get you going. Hope that helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.